I'm back and I'm still cool, motherfucker. Matertiabim. Hello, I'm Cody Jacob. You've probably found me because of some sort of insurance information. What the fuck? So I figured I would take a few minutes of your time to introduce myself to you, tell you a little bit more about my story, about my mom's story, and what I've got going on now. So fucking watch me fold some laundry, girl. I have so much to do today, and this was the 25 minutes I had time to set this tripod up because I've got to sit on the floor for 2 hours later. I've got to stuff my face in bed at 3 a.m. Things are going on, and this is the time I have for you. And I'm happy to have you. Let's fold some laundry. That's boo. So you're probably here because you saw a video about my mother's insurance.
You know why I don't care that the CEO of United Healthcare was also a husband and father? My mom died from complications due to diabetes. 6 months before my mom died, her health insurance let her know that all of the things that she had been prescribed and insured for the last 10, 15 years of her life were no longer going to be covered. The morning after my mom died, and I'm talking not even 24 hours after, 7 a.m. the morning after my mom died, a box full of all of my mom's supplies for the next 4-6 months showed up on my front step. And inside the box, with all of her supplies, there was a letter that said, "Due to the change in your current situation, we have now fully insured and covered your supplies." The current change in situation was listed as death. Patient expiration.
I figured I would start off by just letting you know a little bit about me and my mom. My name is Cody. I just turned 28 at the beginning of November. Every time I say 28 fastly, people think I'm saying 20, so I'm saying 28 rather crisply for you. I'm from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, born and raised, might I add. I went to university for music education. These things I hang up on hangers. This is a bed sheet. My mother's name was Leanne. My mom was sick for a large majority of my life, but before my mom was sick, she ran a hair salon. My mother was a hairstylist for many, many years. She famously had purple hair. At my mom's funeral, I colored my hair purple with like temporary hair dye as a little nod to her. But my mom was sick for a majority of my life. Might I just add, my mom was on Medicare. Our story isn't the surprising story. Our story is the norm. And this happens with every major insurance carrier across the United States. I've been a full-time content creator where it's like paid my bills for a year, but I've been making content full-time as a job for like 4 years. I was a classroom teacher for many years. I did some administration, which is kind of silly. I had an office and everything. Everyone called me Mr. Cody. And I did like early childhood education and early childhood administration for many years. That was here on Cape Cod. I taught several courses, I led bands, I taught private singing lessons, and then I taught public school music in Boston for several years. I stopped teaching January 2021 and became a full-time content creator. But again, the money, and by money, I mean a low-class income, didn't start coming until October last year because I was busy taking care of my mom. That's another thing. I often forget that I was a full-time caretaker for a woman who was dying. So from 2020 to July of 2023, I was my mom's caretaker, and that included getting her to doctor's appointments, picking up her prescriptions. Eventually, it included things like bathing, helping her walk down the hall, helping her go to the bathroom, you know, like caretaker stuff. And I got to do that for 3.5 years. My mom died at the age of 58 due to complications from brittle diabetes. I'm aware that that's not a term that's often used anymore. That is the term, however, my mom's team described her diabetes with. Me and my mother were victims of domestic violence, and due to that domestic violence, my mom had about a decade of major surgery following, and that included removal of like most of her major organs. One of those organs they removed was her pancreas, which obviously meant that my mother was diabetic. So my mom became diabetic in the early 2000s, and it killed her. My mother holds the record for the highest blood sugar ever recorded at Cape Cod Hospital and survived. Thank you very much. My mom's blood sugar, May of last year, was right around 1750, and she came home walking and talking the next week. No cognitive deficits, no major physical impairments afterwards that she didn't already have. My mother's average blood sugar for many years hovered around 560, 570. That was a good day. That was able to drive, that's able to go to the grocery store. Interestingly enough, when my mother's diabetes became rather managed and her blood sugars hovered around 160 and 200, which again was a good day, that's when she started to die. Something that came along with the diabetes and the complete failure of her endocrine system was complete malnourishment. And at the time of my mother's death, she was like 65 pounds. She loved Snoopy. She was an extremely fragile woman physically. Emotionally, however, she was tough as nails. And she didn't take shit. That's where I get it from. Let me give you the rundown of what's going on with me now. December 2024, I'm a full-time TikToker. Yesterday, I hit 430,000 followers. My videos have almost 38 million likes. They've been seen over 250 million times. I have a global fan base. I make videos about pop culture. I make comedy videos. I make videos about my life and my experiences. I make vlogs. If you look at my channel, the videos that I've made are all about pop culture. I love pop culture. So if you like things like history, music, pop culture, current events, entertainment, you've come to the right place. My goal is to make you laugh. My goal is to make you smile. My goal is to help you learn something maybe. My goal is to help you think a little bit critically. And girl, my goal is to make a lot of fucking money. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try to stop being altruistic about the social media thing because like, hello, Cody, where can we get more of your content? Well, if you want to follow me anywhere else, everywhere else, I'm Cody Jacob. Except for Instagram, I'm the real June Squibb.